G'day trendsetters, I'm John with Gravel Cyclist, coming to you today with my long-term review of the crazy, innovative, way thinking out of the box, classified Powershift drivetrain system installed onto this ultra crazy Niner MCR 9 RDO special project bike with Campagnolo. Have you ever seen a Niner with Campagnolo before? More on that later. If you're a regular to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel or gravelcyclist.com website, you'll have seen my special features video showing the build of this bike in excruciating detail and all the techie ins and outs of the classified Powershift system. Regardless if you've seen those videos or not, it's time to crack on with the review. Some folks might be wondering, what exactly is the classified Powershift system? In a nutshell, it replaces the front derailleur. So it looks like a one-by, but it isn't exactly a one-by drivetrain. In a nutshell, it's a wireless shifting system that allows you to shift under full load up to 1000 watts of power, all of which centers around the classified Powershift rear hub. The rear hub features two ratios, and I believe it's a planetary gearing type system. One ratio is direct drive 1-to-1, and the second ratio is 0.7, which emulates a small chainring. Classified claims the Powershift system offers unrivaled shifting quality and an excellent range of gears. Now the gears all leverage from Classified's system-specific cassettes. They are proprietary to the Classified system, and there are several ratios available. But the ratios are much tighter than you would have with your average one-by drivetrain, so you drop a lot of those crazy big gaps. Essentially, you get a one-by drivetrain, but with the benefits of a two-by drivetrain. Crazy out-of-the-box kind of stuff. Classified claim there is no cross-chaining in their system. However, I know a lot of folks are going to question the drivetrain merits and the chain line on a one-by. So that's kind of out for a jury or someone with a lot of technical knowledge and time on their hands to sort out drivetrain resistance. They also claim by ditching the front derailleur, you have less aerodynamic drag, although I have to wonder, you still have a pair of legs flailing around in front of that crankset. Food for thought. So next question, how does the classified Powershift system actually work? On this particular installation, a shift button installed on the left side of my handlebar is attached to the classified Smart Handlebar Unit, which once pressed sends a wireless signal. That wireless signal is interpreted by the Smart Thru Axle. The axle receives the wireless shift signal and triggers the rear hub to shift using wireless contact energy transfer. At that point in time, the hub shifts between one of two ratios, as I mentioned earlier. Recommended chain rings for this system range from 40 teeth up to 54 teeth. Here's some sample gear ratios. So a physical 48 tooth chain ring, this virtual small chainring equates to about a 33 tooth chainring. For a 50, you get a virtual chainring of about 34 teeth. And in this installation here, which features a 40 tooth front chainring, the virtual small chainring is 28 teeth. Now, when you combine this particular installation with the rear cassette, which is the classified 11-to-34 12-speed ratio, you get a low gear of 28 by 34. So that's pretty ample to cover many climbing situations and is obviously less than 1-to-1. Another point of interest, which I mentioned earlier, this being a Campagnolo bike, this 12-speed system is shifting perfectly on a 12-speed classified cassette, which is spaced for Tram Shimano. So there you go. The chain in this situation is a KMC DLC 12-speed unit. Shifting between the ratios is fast, just 150 milliseconds, and as I mentioned earlier, under full load, up to 1000 watts of pedal smashing effort. Linked in the description below, I have the system weights, including this classified wheel set, namely their G30 model. This wheel set includes a special hub at the rear, which essentially is hollow, and the Powershift hub itself can be removed quite easily and installed into a second classified wheel set should you have one hanging about the place. Another video to look forward to, I directly compare the weights of the classified system with the G30 wheel set directly against a very similar 2x drivetrain system to see how it all weighs up. Moving forward, that roughly covers the tech specs of the classified Powershift drivetrain system, but do be sure to check out the links in the description below for all the details, including the build videos of this wacky, crazy Niner MCR fitted with the classified Powershift drivetrain system. Now it's the part of the video that all of you have been waiting for. How does the classified Powershift system ride? The classified Powershift system is a revolutionary design, no denying that. Dropping the front derailleur and an additional chainring, you can gain a small weight savings, and with a narrower Q factor, there could be some perceived aero benefits, which will mostly translate to the pavement-going cyclist. This system is being used by a pro rider or two in the European professional peloton, and it has been backed financially by several pro riders such as Tom Boonen, Philip Gilbert, Marcel Kittel, Anna van der Breggen, and that powerhouse sprinter, Andre Greipel. That is proof alone the system can handle some serious power input under load. I've been riding the system exclusively in the gravel cycling scenario, which isn't a lab environment with grit and grime, a minute-by-minute occurrence. The immediate positive, the shifting is near instant without the concern of feathering through a chainring drop from big to small or small to big, like with a 2x drivetrain. Small chainring position, big chainring position. More chainring position, big chainring position. Obviously there is no fear of dropping a chain like is possible on a 2x system. Another positive, the classified gear shifting isn't affected by environmental factors such as mud and sludge. It shifts all the time, every time. It's just a shame the rear derailleur isn't so impervious. As the scene above demonstrates, I destroyed a Campagnolo Chorus derailleur while using classified. Thanks Mother Nature and a small stick. The biggest concern you'll have with classified is the claimed 10,000 gear shifts from the battery inside the classified handlebar module, which is a CR1632, not a common size. Likewise, the same can be said for the Smart Thru Axle, which thankfully is rechargeable and will last about 3 to 4 months between charges, depending on use. But like every other electronic drivetrain system, checking on batteries can be considered part of your maintenance. Yet another positive, the system is very clean looking if you're the type of rider who despises the look of 2x. I'm a fan of 2x. I think 1x has far too many compromises with annoying gaps in the cassette, and this is where the classified system is a clear winner. The best of both worlds, as they say. With that said, there are studies out there that demonstrate a 1x drivetrain is not as efficient as a 2x drivetrain. You can draw your own conclusions from that, but remember, the classified system is still essentially a 1x drivetrain system. Negatives, well, there is the price, which is about 2,600 euros or US $2,800, which is for a classified wheel set, the Powershift hub, and the handlebar controller. That's a huge amount of money in order to ditch a front derailleur and then potentially be stuck with a proprietary hub and cassette system with nobody able to predict if classified will be around in 5 years. I certainly hope they are, because this is some real innovative technology, and there is talk that classified is working on their own drivetrain. Alternatively, you have the option of buying a Powershift kit to install into a part in the wheel set, which will cost you about 1,300 euros or US $1,400. Once again, a lot of money no matter how you slice it. Barring the handlebar switch location, which won't be optimal for every rider, the system is an incredibly high quality bit of componentry, which includes the cassette, a machined work of art that is also very long wearing. The empty classified G30 wheel set weight is decent, but gets heavy once the Powershift hub is installed. The Niner MCR project bike offset this weight balance due to the front suspension fork, but a traditional road or gravel bike may feel somewhat unbalanced or heavy at the rear end. It would be interesting to see if SRAM, Shimano, or even Campagnolo with their new rumoured wireless shifting would ultimately integrate with the classified system. For example, I could see a SRAM dual paddle button press shifting the Powershift hub, just like you would with a comparable SRAM 2x ETAP system. Stating the obvious, the classified Powershift isn't for everyone. It performs flawlessly on gravel, and I've been loving the 11 to 34 cassette with the 40 tooth chainring pairing. way tighter shifting than with traditional 1x, and just recently Classified launched a 13-speed Campagnolo Chorus compatible cassette in an 11:36 ratio. I'm thinking to myself, Chorus plus Classified, absolute no-brainer if you want the ultimate 1x setup, or is it 2x? Classified has a lot of product in the works, including mountain bike and urban use, so I think it would behoove you to keep an eye on the Classified website over at classified-cycling.cc. So there you have it, my long-term review of the crazy, innovative, majorly thinking, out-of-the-box Classified Powershift system. As always, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for no bullshit product reviews such as this, no bullshit gravel bike reviews, other product reviews, ride experience videos, and my personal favorite, general madness. Good lad. Okay then, as all of it is released to the channel, I'll see you in the next video.